I don't mind. I don't mind my cat being ill.
Mm.
I mind where she's getting ill because you be in the bed, you be in a dead sleep, and then you hear the and you be like bolt straight up in the bed. It's like, where is she throwing up? I don't care that she's throwing up. Where is she throwing up?
That's what happened to me last night. I'm telling you. When he started to do it and I just stood up. I was dead sleep. And I don't know how, but I woke up like I'm standing up. Hit the damn record and see
Hit
if
the
we can
damn
do
record. See we record something. I know. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Hey, friend.
Hey friend. Welcome to the Unlikely Friends podcast.
Yeah, we're two friends living abroad talk about race, race relations,
How we feel about it. What it means to us.
and everything in between.
Gossip.
Hmm. So, if you're watching us on YouTube and you're listening to us on Spotify and you follow us on Facebook, please like, share, and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when we post a new video. So, ding, ding, baby, ding, ding.
Dang, dang. How are you, friend?
I'm fine. I'm a little bit tired today, but I'm fine. How are you?
I feel the same. I mean, we were talking about it. My puppy was a little bit ill last night, so I had to kind of deal with that. And so that
Oh,
interrupted my sleep, and she's fine. Just an upset tummy. But
I'm starting to think that you're like one of those overprotective moms. If my cat gets, if she throw, I just let her throw up. Look, barf.
I am a little bit overprotective, and I am a little bit like, oh my gosh, is she okay if something happens?
Yeah.
I don't think I could have a human. A dog is enough. Thanks.
So there was an opportunity that came my way. Yay!
Hey, what's
Yeah,
that
an opportunity.
opportunity?
Yeah, they contacted me like really, really last minute. So I think they're just. I
Yeah.
don't think it's the main role or anything like that. I think they're looking for extras, but
Okay.
it's in what they call frontline extra. So
Okay.
that means I'll get airtime or camera time. I will probably. I don't have any lines, but I'll get camera time.
Okay.
They want me to do a commercial, a deodorant commercial. I'm like, have y'all seen my body? I cannot be taking off no shirts doing
So wait,
deodorant commercials.
how do you advertise a deodorant? I mean, do you like,
I
mm,
have
I
no,
don't smell good
I
today.
don't stink. I don't know.
I
The
wonder.
I'm not at liberty to say which brand it is,
Hmm.
but it's the type of commercials that they do are like some guy at the gym or very um, James Bond ish type
Hmm.
scenario.
I was gonna say maybe you could do like a your kickboxing.
Maybe they don't know that I can kickbox, so
You could show up and be like, "Did you know that I'm a triple X uh,
I'm not. I'm
black
not even gonna.
belt?"
No, I'm not. I'm not even gonna do that. Yeah.
So, what did you want to talk about today?
Oh my goodness, my goodness, my goodness, Desma.
Hmm.
I just heard on the news, what was it, yesterday or 2 days ago? I can't remember. How all of these South Africans are coming to the United States as refugees.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
Desma.
Now, I don't really know that much about the South Africans coming to the US, but what are they? What's the problem? What are they escaping from? Or
That's just the
is
thing. They're
there,
not really escaping from anything. They're not
okay.
escaping from anything. Um,
I mean, because I
First of
thought
all,
maybe there's like some sort of conflict or something that they needed to get away from.
well, yeah, I'm going to talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
Although I have to be very honest. I'm no expert or anything like that on South African apartheid, but I do have some things written down to try and talk about it today. I will premise this talk by saying that the Dutch colonized South Africa in
Hmm.
1652. So since then, native South Africans, had been oppressed by Europeans. Um, Now, these Europeans were usually very wealthy, white people who came over from Europe, going to South Africa, buying up gold mines, buying up gem mines. And when I say gems, I
Mm-hmm.
mean sapphires, rubies, and just
Mm-hmm.
and having huge, or just taking, not even buying, taking whole swaths of land for farming and all that good
Yeah.
stuff.
There's a
So
lot of farming there.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of farming. So 98%, and I didn't realize this until I researched it. 98% of the land in South Africa, I'm sorry, not 98, I'm sorry, 96. 96% of the farmland in South Africa is owned by white Europeans, Afrikaans, as they call them,
Okay.
Afrikaners. And only 4% is owned by black people, although black people are
Okay.
the majority in
Right.
uh, South Africa. So these, the government now is saying, look, all of this land is not being used for anything. You're not farming on this land. You're just owning this land. And for what? There
Mm.
are so many natives here who lost their homelands, who lost it because of Europeans. So now give that land back to them. And, everything should be even Steven. Just give them back their land. You're not doing anything with it anyway. You just own
Mm.
it. Well, as I say in almost all of my videos, when you are 100%, when you are 100% validated, or when you have control of everything, 98% seems like oppression. So they have to give up some of their land, and now they're saying that this is oppression, this is this, and this is that, and people are
That
like,
that's the
what?
reason. Wait,
Yeah.
that's the reason why they're leaving?
Well, the thing is that their land is being taken away from them, but
Okay.
not all of their land. Their livelihoods are not being destroyed. But because of Elon Musk, Miss Musk is spreading this rumor that there's this genocide going on, that people are being jailed, and just horrible things, and it's not true. So
Mm.
um, the United States Trump administration says, "Oh, let's take these refugees in." Now, when they come to the United States, where are they going to go? They are going to go to land that has been taken by the bank of farmers in the United States.
What?
Yeah, so all of these South Africans are going to be living on.
I whatever you were about to say, I did not guess that.
Yeah. Hmm.
What?
People who couldn't pay their whatever taxes or whatever, that I don't know. I don't own a farm. Whatever you need to pay to run a farm, they couldn't pay it.
Right.
And they
Maybe
got
some
their
sort of
their
USDA something.
farms. Sorry.
Yeah. I said maybe some sort of USDA thing that we're just,
I,
whatever.
yeah, I don't know. It could be, whatever. rule or regulation it is. And a lot of farmers in the United States lost their land because of that. So now that land is being given to the South Africans. Baby, MAGA has again lost their collective minds, and rightly so. Rightly so.
They've
All of
lost their minds about it?
there are so
Good.
many. Yeah, good, good. There are
Yeah.
so many refugees around the world, children who are starving at this very moment, all around the world.
Right.
People who are being truly oppressed all around the world, trying to get away from their governments who are actively trying to kill them and all that good stuff. They really need to flee and get to a country where they're not going to be persecuted. And he's letting these people in who are suffering none of this. Now,
Mm.
they
That
say
I
that
didn't know.
they're talking about their refugees, but let me give everybody the legal definition. I'm going to read it. I'm going to give everybody the legal definition of a refugee. Now, under the 1951 Refugee Convention and the U.S. immigration law, a refugee is someone who is unable or unwilling to return to their home country because of a well founded fear or persecution based on race, religion, nationality, political opposition, or membership of a particular social group. That does not fit any of those people coming from South Africa. They are not refugees. They are, for all intent and purposes, immigrants. That's it. Not refugees. I don't know why the right wing MAGA nuts keep calling them refugees. They are not refugees. They are
Yeah.
not.
I mean, unless there's something that we don't know, I mean, which is entirely possible, if these lands were taken by force, that could potentially mean that they could be refugees.
It also says here,
Like, have they been taken by force, or are they just, is the government saying, "Hey guys, this is not your land anymore"?
I think that's the government is saying, is like, look, this ain't your land. It was never your land to begin with.
Then they're not refugees.
Yeah, they're not really refugees. And it says
If
here,
that's the case, then,
I mean, if that's the case, America is busted.
Hey, so I saw on the news about the one of the oldest antebellum plantations. Did you see that?
It burned to the ground.
Nottoway Plantation in Louisiana. Big
It
old plantation.
burned to the
Big old
ground.
plantation.
Beautiful though, but it burned to the ground.
Burned to the ground. And the thing is that it was being used as a resort, as a wedding venue. And it made me think, because I mean, I lived in Charleston, South Carolina for quite some time. And of course, I went to weddings at plantations. I was invited to several of them, and they are lovely in terms of the landscape and how the backdrop is just so beautiful. And, you've got these oak trees with Spanish moss. It's very romantic. But
What about the bad stuff that went on there?
what are we doing having a wedding at a plantation? What are we doing having a wedding at a plantation?
He was like, "What are we doing?" Um,
Like, it's so crazy. So there's there's multiple um wedding magazines and vlogs and things like that that refuse to now publish any wedding that is set on a plantation. And good, because there's no
but I
reason
can
why you should have.
understand. I can understand where the romanticization, if that's even a word, comes from. And that literally comes from Hollywood, right? Because, Gone with the Wind and everything is so fine and delicate and everything is so purty. You know,
Listen, they
they
are. They're
gave
beautiful.
they gave off this fairy tale like way of living, but they didn't really talk about, people died on those plantations. People were beat on those plantations. People were on those plantations. People were, families were separated on those plantations. People were worked
Yeah.
to death, literal death on those plantations. And not only that, those plantations were built by the slaves. And they don't
Right.
want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that.
No. And that's the thing too. So if you, I'm not even sure that there's a right way to do it. I don't know if there's a right way to have a wedding on a plantation. Because if you do have it, then you need to give out some books to your
Yeah,
to
tell
your
them the
guests.
real story of that
Mm,
plantation, and
You
then
know,
they'll make a decision. It's like, do we really want to get married on the back of that?
yeah, right. So anyway, so I went down kind of a rabbit hole of how many people have weddings on plantations. Well, one of the plantations that I looked at had 100 has like an average of 130 weddings every year. And that's just one
Wow.
plantation. It's a very very popular one. I'm not going to name it, but I it's in Charleston. So I thought, why are we doing this, and how is it possible that we're just completely ignoring, you know, what it is that we're standing on, when we're
Yeah,
at a plantation?
yeah.
And that led me down a rabbit hole. And I ended up buying a book online. And
As you
it's,
do.
yeah, well, I mean, it's really, I think it's a great book so far. I've only gotten into like the first chapter of it, but it's called Lies My Teacher Told Me: Everything Your American History Textbook Got Wrong by James Lowen. And it's an incredibly popular book. I didn't know that, but it's sold over 1 million copies. And I mean, it's very, very, very popular. And it basically says that, our textbooks, well, one thing that it says is that our textbooks in the US in particular are not incorrect, but not totally clear.
I would go one step further and say that they are incorrect and not clear.
Yeah, there you go. So one of the things that he poses are these like this list of questions for students when they're reading a book or reading a textbook or reading an article or whatever it is, for critical thinking. And I have these questions and I think they're so great
Okay.
because it really sheds a light on, what you're reading. And of course, everybody goes through their social media, and their social media has nothing but um, articles that you want to read. And it's never
Right.
articles that are on the other side of the coin.
Right.
So it's important to see things from both sides, but facts are facts are facts are facts.
Facts. And facts don't care about your feelings.
And facts do not care about your feelings. Um, James Lowen wrote this list of questions that's really, it offers a way for kids to think critically, or us to think critically about what we read. So if it's a textbook or a book or an online article, anything like that, these are the list of things that it's smart to think about in terms of who is writing it and who they're writing it for. So the first question is, when and where did the author live? Where are they in the
Yeah.
world? And when are they in the world? Two is, who did they write for? What audience were they seeking out? In terms of textbooks, oftentimes the textbooks are written by someone that, looks like me. Um, Three is, what was their social class? Speaking of, like, what's their race? What's their sex? What's their age? Those kinds of things. What were their assumptions about people of color, about our color? What was their ideology? Do they have facts that support their conclusions, their
Their
assessments?
ideology, like as in, life
Yeah,
ideology,
like
like
what?
are they
Yeah,
are they
yeah,
racist or not?
right.
Okay.
Is what was said true from your standpoint? Are they biased? And is their information relevant now? So these are like the questions that are really important to think about when you're reading an article, reading a book, reading your online, whatever news that you get. Think about who's writing it, when they're writing it, who they're seeking out, what's the audience. And it gives you more of a clear definition of what they're trying to say and the message that they're trying to portray.
Right. That is valid, especially when you're trying to teach children how to think critically. Well, I think I said this like two podcasts ago that we really need to do a segment on the Daughters of the Confederate, because they had a hand in this, of
Yeah, for sure.
whitewashing American history.
All the
Um,
statues and
yes, so the reason why a lot of children, um, I want to say from the 1930s and 1940s and on, who have not gone to university, don't know how to think critically is because of these women. They literally took out all of the bad things that white people had done during history, during American history, and made everybody so upstanding and righteous and ethereal, and and it's just wrong. It's just really, really, really wrong, because that's not the right history. So then people walk around American history with these big blue eyes. They're like, we were innocent, we didn't do anything wrong, why are you saying this about us? It's
Mhm,
not true. And
mhm,
and then when you confront them about it, they can't take it. They don't know how to take it. Let's put it honestly, they don't know how to take it
mm.
because they've never been confronted with it. So it's their fault. These women, it's their fault. And I'm glad that this author is doing this with these children. It's like teaching them how to think critically. It's-
Okay, Fran.
okay, Fran. Your Janet Jackson moves.
Yes. Thank you for listening, everybody. Thanks for
Yeah,
spending
thank you,
time with
everybody.
us.
So, if you are watching us on YouTube, listening to us on Spotify, or if you follow us on Facebook, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Also, if you hit the notification bell, that will let the algorithms gods know that we are doing a good job and that we'll get shown more often. Also, follow us on Blue Sky and on TikTok.
Oh, we have newbies. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Yeah, we
whoa,
do.
whoa. Look out, everybody.
Look out, here we come.
I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you
Yeah,
soon.
yeah. Deuces.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Oh, was it my turn? Oh, Jesus. Okay, all right. Uh, so I would at some point like to finish this because I got a TT really bad. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay. I got really aggressive with my shoulders. Sorry. Why
I'm
am I
telling you,
up?
that is the best alarm clock. Seriously.
Oh gosh,
The-
it's not a very nice one.
and then you.
Yeah, that was way
I
too
can't believe I
real.
just did that.
Welcome to a Turkish podcast, everybody, where you've got drums for a wedding and somebody selling onions outside.